The world appreciates a free person, not because they respect him, but because they can use him. When you are always available, you become easy to take for granted. When you reply instantly, say yes too fast, and give away your time without any cost, people stop valuing you. You become something abundant, something common, something that can be replaced. There is a brutal law underneath human behavior, and it is the same law that rules markets: supply and demand. When the supply of you is endless, demand for you drops. When you are always there, always helping, always listening, always giving, people stop chasing you. You become like air, essential maybe, but invisible. And nobody pays for air until they are desperate for it. Niccolo Machiavelli understood this long ago. He knew that someone who is too open, too generous, and too familiar can quickly lose respect. He stops feeling powerful. He starts feeling ordinary, and ordinary things are ignored. You have spent too long trying to be liked. You were told that if you give more, you will receive more. That sounds noble, but in practice it often turns into self-destruction. The truth is harsher. People value what they have to work for. They value what feels scarce. They value what they fear losing. If you want to reclaim your power, you must stop being free in the way everyone expects. You must become a luxury item in a world full of cheap products. But how do you do that? How do you create scarcity without becoming fake, cold, or arrogant? That is what this is about. We are going to break down the psychology of value and apply the logic of luxury to your personality. By the end, you will understand why being difficult can be a strength and why being expensive is often the only way to be truly free. But first, you have to admit something. You may be acting like you are on sale, and it is time to close the store. Adam Smith, the father of economics, noticed a strange paradox that also explains human relationships. Why is water, which is essential for life, so cheap? And why are diamonds, which are not essential for survival, so expensive? The answer is scarcity. Water is everywhere. It falls from the sky, runs through rivers, fills oceans, and comes out of taps. Because it is abundant, people waste it. They use it carelessly. They never think twice about it. Diamonds are different. They are rare, hard to find, hard to extract. They require labor, risk, and suffering to bring into the world. Because of that, they are treasured. People pay insane amounts for them. People fight over them. People build entire identities around them. Now look at your own life. Are you water or are you a diamond? The nice guy, the yes man, the always available friend, he is water. He is useful to everyone else. People lean on him for attention, comfort, validation, and labor. They come to him when they need something, but because he flows too freely, they stop respecting him. They cancel plans because they know he will understand. They underpay him because they know he will not push back. They unload their emotional garbage on him because they know he will hold it. He thinks he is being kind. In reality, he is flooding the market with himself. To become valuable, you have to become scarce. That means you must stop offering yourself to people who have not earned access. It means killing the part of you that needs instant approval. It means being willing to hear words like distant, cold, or arrogant without collapsing under them. Thorstein Veblen, who studied status and luxury, understood that people signal value not only through what they own, but through what they can afford to waste. When you act like your time and attention are expensive, you signal that your life is already full. You do not need everyone. You are not begging for validation just to survive. Start with your availability. How fast do you respond? How often do you say yes when you mean no? How much of your energy goes to people who never ask how you are doing? Every instant reply is like handing out a coupon. Every automatic yes is another discount. Stop doing that. Create a drought. Let people feel the absence. Let them notice what is missing. When your supply disappears, people begin to realize your value. Nobody shrugs when water stops flowing. They panic. They call someone. They start paying attention. Be that kind of absence. Be the drought. Walk past a luxury nightclub. Walk past a high-end boutique. What do you see? A line, a bouncer, a locked door, some kind of barrier. Now, walk past a big box store. The doors open automatically. The lights are bright. Everyone is welcome. Nothing resists you. Which one feels more valuable? We trust what resists us. This is why effort creates value in the human mind. If we have to work for something, we assume it must be important. If we get it too easily, we assume it must be cheap. A lot of people live like they have automatic doors. They give access to their time, attention, and emotional space to anyone who asks. That is a mistake. You need a velvet rope. You need friction. Friction is not about being rude. It is about filtering. It keeps out the people who want easy access and draws in the people who understand value. One way to do that is to change your default from yes to no. Most people think yes unless they have a reason to say no. Your default should be the opposite. No unless there is a strong reason to say yes. When someone asks for your time, do not rush. Pause, let there be silence. Maybe it becomes a maybe. Maybe it becomes a no. And only if it truly aligns with your purpose does it become a yes. Another way is qualification. Do not let everyone straight into your inner circle. Watch people. Test them in small ways. If they gossip about others, they will gossip about you. If they are careless with small promises, they will be careless with big ones. Keep the rope up until they prove they deserve entry. This is the same in business. If someone wants to work with you, do not make it feel effortless. Make them apply. Make them wait. Make them prove seriousness. At first, they may complain. The weak will leave. The serious ones will respect it. They will see the barrier and assume there must be something worth protecting behind it. Machiavelli advised that a prince should be slow to trust and slow to move. That is not weakness, that is control. When you do not jump at everything, your presence becomes rarer. When your yes is not automatic, your yes becomes meaningful. People do not value what is always available. They value what feels earned. Information is power, and like all currency, it loses value when it is overprinted. The free man tells everyone everything. He explains his plans. He shares his feelings too quickly. He broadcasts his moves before he even makes them. He posts his wins, his pain, his arguments, and his next steps all over the place. In doing that, he floods the market with himself. He gives away his leverage. To become expensive, you must become a vault. That means you stop over-explaining. You stop giving your full story to people who have not earned it. You stop treating every conversation like a confession booth. In a conversation, let the other person do most of the talking. Listen more than you speak. When you do speak, be precise. Do not say, I'm moving to a new city because I feel uncertain and I need to figure myself out. Say, I'm moving to a new city. Then stop. Justification is the language of someone who feels beneath the room. The person with authority does not explain every detail. He declares. He decides. He moves. When you withhold details, people start filling in the blanks. They begin to imagine that you are more serious, more strategic, and more interesting than the person who overshares everything. Mystery creates value. Silence creates tension. Tension creates curiosity. Think about the most magnetic people you have ever seen. They were not always the loudest. They were not always the most transparent. There was always something slightly out of reach about them. That distance made them memorable. Stop posting your every emotional breakdown. Stop announcing your next move before you have even started. Stop handing out your internal world like a free sample tray. Silence makes space, and in that space your value rises. When the quiet man finally speaks, people listen. When the loud man speaks, people tune out. Be the voice that feels rare enough to matter. Now we go deeper. Time, access, and words are only the surface. The most valuable thing you own is your emotional response. Low-value people are reactive. They are predictable. Press a button, they explode. Say something negative. They get defensive. Give them praise, and they light up instantly. They operate like machines. Input equals output. There is no control, no delay, no awareness. That makes them cheap. To become expensive, you must become emotionally disciplined. The Stoics call this apatheia. Not the absence of feeling, but freedom from being controlled by it. It means you feel everything, but you are ruled by nothing. Why is this valuable? Because it is hard. It takes effort to override your natural impulses. When someone disrespects you, your instinct is to react, to argue, to defend, to prove yourself. But when you stay calm, you shift the entire dynamic. The person provoking you is expecting a reaction. That is the payoff they are chasing. When you don't give it to them, the transaction fails. They are left with their own energy and it makes them uncomfortable. Imagine two people negotiating. One is tense, talking fast, trying to convince. The other is calm, quiet, observing. Who has the power? The calm one. Always, Machiavelli understood this clearly. The moment a leader loses emotional control, he loses authority. Anger is not strength, it is exposure. It shows that something outside of you can control you. If you want to raise your value, you must treat your emotions like something rare, not something you hand out to anyone who provokes you. When someone tries to pull you into drama, don't respond with emotion. Respond with distance. Look at them like you are studying behavior, not participating in it. That shift alone will unsettle people. Manipulative individuals rely on your reactions. They need your anger, your attention, your explanation. When you stop giving it, they lose their leverage, and something interesting happens over time. When you become emotionally controlled, people start to approach you differently. They become more careful, more measured, not out of fear, but out of respect. They cannot easily read you. They cannot easily influence you. And that uncertainty increases your value. The ultimate signal of value is independence. Luxury brands do not chase customers. Ferrari does not beg people to buy their cars. They don't need to. If one person doesn't buy, someone else will. And if nobody buys, the car still sits there. Complete, valuable, untouched. That is power. The average person operates from need. They need the job, they need the approval, they need the relationship. And the moment you need something, you lose leverage. In negotiation, this is fatal. The side that needs the deal the most is the one that loses. To become expensive, you must develop the ability to walk away. That does not mean being careless or arrogant. It means building a life where no single opportunity defines you, where no single person controls your stability. If your income depends entirely on one source, you are vulnerable. If your emotional state depends entirely on one person, you are unstable. You must diversify your strength. Build skills that are rare. Create multiple options. Develop a mindset that does not collapse when something leaves your life. Because when you know, truly know, that you can walk away and still be fine, everything changes. You speak differently. You negotiate differently. You carry yourself differently. You stop begging. You start choosing. This is my standard. This is my price. If it doesn't work, I leave. And you have to mean it. The free man stays in bad situations out of fear. Fear of being alone. Fear of losing comfort. Fear of uncertainty. The expensive man leaves because he understands something deeper. His time, his energy, and his peace are worth more than a bad deal. And here is the irony. The moment you stop needing people, they start valuing you more. People are drawn to what does not chase them. They respect what can leave them. That is the paradox of desire. Be like the cat, not the dog. The dog jumps for attention. The cat observes, chooses, and moves on its own terms. That is value. Power is not constant. It moves in rhythm. The average person is always present, always online, always available, always visible. That creates familiarity, and familiarity reduces impact. The valuable person understands timing. He appears, then disappears. He engages, then withdraws. Absence increases respect and honor. When you are always around, people see everything, your habits, your flaws, your patterns. You become predictable. But when you step back, something changes. You become an idea. And ideas are powerful because they are shaped by imagination. When you are not there, people fill the silence with their own thoughts about you. They assume you are busy, important, focused. This is why artists disappear before releasing something new. This is why certain people go quiet and then return with impact. Absence builds anticipation, but it is not easy. When you step back, your mind will fight you. It will tell you, what if they forget you? What if they replace you? Let them try. If someone replaces you easily, you were never valuable to them, you were just convenient. But most of the time, the opposite happens. People notice. They reach out. They become curious. You don't withdraw with bitterness. You withdraw with purpose. You focus on your work, your growth, your direction. You let messages sit. You take space. You stop being constantly available. You are not playing games. You are resetting your value. A star that is always visible becomes background. A rare appearance becomes an event. Be the event. The free man compromises too much. He wants one thing. The world offers less, and he meets in the middle. He thinks that is balance. In reality, it is often quite surrender. He lowers standards to keep peace. He accepts less to avoid discomfort. He tolerates behavior he knows is wrong just to maintain connection. That is how value erodes. To become expensive, you need a clear intolerance for mediocrity. This does not mean being difficult for no reason. It means being clear about what you will and will not accept. People respect standards, even when they challenge them. Look at high performers. Look at leaders who demand excellence. They are not always liked, but they are respected because they don't settle. If you accept low effort, you signal that low effort is enough. If you tolerate disrespect, you signal that disrespect is allowed. Standards are not suggestions. They are boundaries. I don't tolerate this. I don't work under these conditions. I don't accept this behavior. When you say these things, and more importantly, when you act on them, you create clarity. People will test you. They will push limits. They will see if you are serious. If you hold the line, they adjust. If you fold, they learn they can control you. And this applies to how you treat yourself as well. If your habits are weak, your discipline is inconsistent, and your standards for yourself are low, you cannot expect others to see you as high value. Upgrade your habits. Upgrade your environment. Upgrade your thinking. You are not just presenting value, you are becoming it. The way you speak, the way you dress, the way you carry yourself, it all communicates something. Not loudly, not arrogantly, but clearly. Value does not shout, it is felt, and once people feel it, they don't forget it. At this point, everything changes internally. Most people are controlled by what you could call the bargain hunter mindset. It is the voice that tells you to settle, to take what you can get, to avoid risk, to keep everyone happy. It is designed for survival, not for power. That voice will keep you safe, but it will also keep you small. To become truly valuable, you have to replace that mindset with something else, a luxury identity. This is the shift from "can I get this" to "is this worthy of me?" The free man walks into a room hoping to be accepted. The expensive man walks into a room observing, evaluating, deciding. He is not desperate to belong. He is selective about where he invests his time and energy. This is not arrogance, it is alignment. A puzzle piece does not try to fit everywhere. It only fits where it belongs. And when it finds that place, it locks in perfectly. You have to start thinking the same way. Not every opportunity is right for you. Not every person deserves access to you. Not every environment supports your growth. And that means you must become comfortable saying no, even when it feels uncomfortable. This also requires a new relationship with honesty. Most people lie to maintain peace. They say it's fine when it's not. They agree when they disagree. They soften everything to avoid friction. But the expensive man uses truth differently. I don't like this. This doesn't work for me. I expect better. That kind of clarity is rare. It shocks people at first, but over time it builds trust. Because in a world full of fake politeness, honesty becomes a luxury. People know where they stand with you. They know you are not manipulating them with flattery. They know your words have weight. And that positions you differently. You are no longer just another voice. You become the one people listen to when it matters. Here is the part most people avoid. To become valuable, you must accept that not everyone will understand you. When you change your behavior, when you stop overgiving, when you become more selective, when you raise your standards, people will react. Some will say you've changed. Some will call you selfish. Some will walk away. Let them. This is not loss. This is filtering. You are separating noise from value. You are letting go of what no longer fits. The free man tries to hold on to everyone. He fears being alone. He fears losing connections, even if they are draining him. The expensive man understands something different. An empty hand is not a loss, it is space. Space for better connections. Space for stronger opportunities. Space for something that actually matches your level. Yes, there will be moments of silence. Moments where things feel uncertain. Moments where it feels like you are standing alone. That is part of the process. Because in that space, you are rebuilding yourself. You are no longer reacting to the world. You are shaping your place in it. Reputation is built here, quietly, slowly, through consistent decisions. Every time you say no when it matters. Every time you hold your standard. Every time you choose long-term value over short-term approval. You are laying a brick, and over time those bricks become something solid. A reputation. Something people recognize before they even meet you. They hear about you. He's not easy to access. He doesn't accept just anything, but he's worth it. That is the position you are building. Not to be liked by everyone, but to be respected by the right people. At the end of all this, there is a choice. You can go back to being the version of yourself that is always available, always agreeable, always giving. It is easy. You will be liked. You will be included. You will be used. And eventually, you will be forgotten. Or, you can change the way you operate. You can stop giving everything away for free. You can start valuing your time, your energy, your attention. You can raise your standards and hold them. It will not feel comfortable at first. There will be resistance. There will be loneliness. There will be moments where you question yourself. But something else will happen too. You will start to respect yourself more. You will stop chasing validation. You will stop explaining yourself to everyone. You will stop negotiating your worth. And people will notice. Not because you told them to, but because your behavior made it clear. The world operates like a marketplace. If you keep giving out free samples, people will keep taking them. If you set a price and stand by it, people will either walk away or step up. And the ones who step up, those are the ones worth your time. So, decide. Are you going to stay accessible to everyone, or are you going to become selective? Are you going to keep lowering your value to fit in, or are you going to raise your value and let the right people find you? Because in the end, you are the only asset you truly own. And once you waste it, you don't get it back. Be rare. Be intentional. Be controlled. Be valuable. Be expensive. If this perspective has changed the way you view your own worth, please subscribe and like this video. We are exploring the hidden laws of power and psychology that define true value. Invest in yourself and protect your time. The next insight is coming soon.